Hi, it's Amanda, the Nail Polish Hound, and welcome to this week's Topic Tuesday. And this week we're talking about our pet nail polish Peeves. I've picked my top 10 Peeves and I'll be showing them to you in reverse order. So first of all, we have at number 10 brands that keep changing their bottle shape, their cap shape and their labels. And in my books, Sally Hansen is the worst offender for this. I have got 7 different types of bottle shape in my collection. I just don't see the reason for this. You can have different ranges within the same bottle shape. I don't know why they have to keep changing it. They're never going to be on display because I think they look so untidy because they are all different. Nothing wrong with the polishes themselves, so we'll keep them, but they're always going to be in my Alex drawer. At number 9 we have sheer polishes that are not intended to be toppers, but you just cannot get opaque on the nail. And my first example is Cinderella by Sinful Colours. This is such a pretty polish with that lovely pink sparkle in it, and I really do love this. I have in fact got a backup of it, but it's a right pain to put on. I've put it on in 4 coats and you can still see the nail line, so I have kept it for the moment. I'm going to try and find a very pale blue to put it over and hope that I can get it looking as it does in the bottle without having to go to 4 coats. Of course, the other problem when you use 4 coats is that it takes forever to dry. If it ever dries properly, you end up putting little dings into your manicure, which is also incredibly annoying. Cleo by Missoura is another offender of this. It's such a pretty polish in the bottle and it actually looks really pretty as a sheer wash with just 2 coats. You can see the gold flakes nice and clearly that way. Unfortunately, my nails are stained and the nail beds are a little bit irregular and you can see that through the polish. So I need to try and build up my nail polishes to be opaque, and unfortunately this one then becomes a 4-coater. So this one is being destashed. Pet peeve number 8 is brushes that do not reach the bottom of the bottle. As an example of this, I have picked this Maniology top coat. It's nice and easy to see through the bottle, and you can see that there's a big old gap there between the bottom of the bottle and the brush, which makes it really difficult to use up all the product. You end up having to tip it to the side and try and scrape at it. Sometimes with nail polishes I end up putting them onto a mat and applying them from a mat. Here's an example of a nail polish bottle that has it right. This Super Chic Lacquer brush goes all the way to the very bottom and you have no problem using up all of the top coat. And at number 7 we have thick brushes, and by this I don't mean the ones that are nice and wide, but I mean brushes that are wide but thick. I have got curved nails with deep sidewalls, and if you've got a really thick brush there is no way that you can get it down the side of the sidewall without getting the polish all over your skin as well. My example of this, ironically, is Essie, and people used to always be complaining about the fact that they had very thin brushes. They have now brought out the wide brush, but I found particularly in the gel couture range that brush is also very deep. Doesn't matter if you try and swipe it against the edge of the neck of the bottle to spread it out, it just doesn't hold that thinner shape, and I find this very difficult to work with. At number 6 we have brushes that detach from the lid. I have one polish in particular that is prone to this. It's this beautiful holographic polish by Colour Club called Harp On It, and every single time I open the polish bottle I can guarantee that the nail polish brush will be stuck to the bottle and not in the lid where it should be. I only had to film this once, I promise you, there was no editing. This is what happens every single time I open the bottle. If this happens to you, I find that if I tip the cap to one side, it loosens the brush from the bottle, then replacing the cap firmly and taking it back out again. This then means that the brush is in the cap instead of attached to the bottle. And at least in my bottle, that solves the problem until the next time I want to use the polish. And before everyone starts commenting in the description bar below, yes, I have tried cleaning the neck of the bottle and the inside of the cap, and it makes no difference whatsoever. At number 5 we have glitters or flakes that do not lie flat on the nail. This particular polish, I have to say that I have not yet tried. I absolutely love it in the bottle, it's so pretty. I'm almost scared to try it in case it suffers from this problem. It has got some quite large glitters in it, and those types of glitters have a tendency to sort of curl up when you put them on the nail and stick out. I must wear this one and actually try it rather than just looking at it and see if that is the case with this polish or not. At number 4 we have polishes that stain your nails. I don't know why some colours have more of a tendency to do this than others. In my experience it is dark greens, teal and various different shades of blue. Here we have got Last Chance by Simple Colours, and after I was warned that this really badly stained somebody else's nails, it didn't even get a last chance, and I will be getting rid of this nail polish. Another example of this, and one that caught me out recently, is this very pretty Emily de Molly, which is a sort of greyed out paler blue. Not normally the kind of colour that in my experience would cause staining, but this one did stain my nails quite badly, gave me the proverbial Smurf nails. Took about 2 weeks for that discolouring to go away. I do really love this polish though, so it will be staying in my collection, only next time I wear it I will put at least 2 or if not 3 base coats on to protect my nails from the staining. In at number 3 we have top coats that shrink nail polish, and the fast dry top coats are particularly renowned for doing this, and one of the worst offenders, in my experience at least, is Seshveet. This is very popular with a lot of people because it dries so quickly, but give it a day or two, in my experience, it shrinks the nail polish and your manicure ends up looking horrible, particularly where it pulls the polish away from the sides of the nail. At number 2 we have polishes that don't self-level properly or that are patchy, and my most recent bad experience of this was this polish by Lustrous. It didn't self-level and it was patchy. It looked absolutely horrible. There was no redeeming features of this manicure. There was no way of saving this, it was just a waste of time. And number 1, my top peeve, is polishes that go gloopy halfway down the bottle or that are just very thick right from the start. And we're back to Seshveet again for this one. It is renowned for going goopy around about halfway down a bottle. It's not cheap, and then you find you have to buy the special thinner to go with it at more expense, just so that you're able to continue to use the top coat, and I just don't think that that is acceptable. Barry M's Wet Set Quick Dry Top Coat suffers the same problem. Again, around about halfway down the bottle it starts to become very thick. Although it's cheaper, it's still in my mind not acceptable that this happens, because you've bought the full size bottle of top coat, you expect to be able to use it. One last example of this, because of course it is my top pet peeve, and this is a beautiful and very pretty polish that George of George's Nails sent to me. I recently wore this for the second time, having used it one other time to test out on some swatch sticks, and it has already gone goopy. I just don't know what I can do about this, because it is pretty much full bottle, so I don't know how much thinner I would have to put in this to make it right again, and how long that would even last. So very disappointing in my mind. This should never happen. Those then were my top 10 nail polish pet peeves. I have lots of others, but these are the worst ones in my opinion. What are yours? Do you have a lot of pet peeves? If you have, they are different, or if you agree with the ones I came up with, why not share them in the comments below? I hope you've enjoyed this video and a little whinge that we've had together today. If you have, please like and subscribe, and I hope I will see you in the next one.